Hey everybody, Dr. Kathy Groover here. I had the incredible privilege of once again studying with Eckhart Tolle over this past weekend. His message was not necessarily new, but there was an urgency to it that I've never heard before. So I've been studying with him for years. I've done in-person programs with him. I've done online programs with him. I've read all his books. This time was different. In the tone and the way he delivered things that, again, weren't particularly new. But I took a couple notes, and I thought I'd spend the next couple days going through some of the things that he said and carrying that on to you. Not everybody was in Seattle this past weekend studying with him. A lot of people know who he is, but not a lot of people know his message. So I thought, I'm going to take this opportunity to share with you some of the things that he said. So the first thing that I wanted to go over was he talked about what it meant to be a human being. And he divided that word up into two words, the human and the being. The human is our personal story, our sense of self, my past, my life, and in that way, the human part of us, that fulfillment is short-lived. And he often makes the joke about, you get into a new relationship and you're like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever, and 6 months later you can't stand the person, or 20 years later you can't stand the person. These things change. This humanness, looking for fulfillment, shifts, because if these outside things made us happy, and I say this all the time, we would be still carrying the very first toy we ever got, right? Because that would fulfill us. That's all we would need. And then he talks about the beingness of the human being. And he said that is that deeper level within. It's that spiritual essence that we carry. And when we think about being a human being, we want to really emphasize the being part, not necessarily the human part. So that was one of the first things he started off his workshop by saying. And I had a friend way back when I was doing my naturopath work who used to say, we are a human being, not a human doing, which is also very wise because we spend so much time of our day in the doing and not the being. And Eckhart often talks about, can we find the being in the doing? And that is one of the things that I have been really, I don't want to say thinking about because that's not right, but these words don't quite do justice to what we're talking about. Can you find the being in the doing? And as you move through your day, are you moving through it as a human with the stories of who we say we are, or are you moving through it with the being? So that's the first note that I took during his workshop that I wanted to share. I'll come back over the next couple days and continue to share more. I have about 3 pages of notes, and so I'm going to break them down, not only for my own learning, because the more I talk about it and the more I sit with it, the more I get out of it, but also to share the message with you, because like I said, it's very serious. This is the time that if we are going to fix everything that's happening around us, this is the time to start awakening, no matter where you are on that process. And I hope to be with you for all of that. So have a great day. Love yourself, love others, move through your day with the being and not the doing, and I'll catch you tomorrow.